Steven Spielberg is one of the most influential directors of all time, responsible for classics such as Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, Jaws, and many more. Considering the success of these beloved movies, one man by the name of Brett Kelly decided to combine two of his most iconic properties into one movie, creating this Frankenstein of a movie called Jurassic Shark. He also made Raiders of the Lost Shark, which also fits into this category, but I won't be discussing that one today. But just for fun, I want you to look up Brett Kelly and see all of the crazy movies that they made. I mean, just look at this one. Who even thinks of that? My guess is that he must have drank too many Bud Lights while listening to Kickstart My Heart by the Motley Crue on full volume, because what the hell? Anyways, back to Jurassic Shark. Jurassic Shark is... it's a movie. That's for sure. I mean, I don't even think I have to say anything. Just look at this. Saying that this movie is bad is like saying that water is wet. Well, is it? Anyways, welcome to a brand new episode of the Jurassic Exploitation. Here I'll be watching and rating all of the Jurassic Park ripoffs and bad dinosaur movies. Anyways, Jurassic Shark. It's trash. I'm sure I don't have to tell you that again. And I'm also sure that I don't have to tell you why. It's a movie that has a budget of probably $10 and a Jurassic World Hammond Collection action figure. And not one of the good ones either, like the Spinosaurus or the T-Rex. No. I'm talking about the Ornitholestes figure. And before you rush over to the comment section and call me a bully or a hater, let me just tell you this one thing. I kind of like this movie. I don't like all of it, but there are a lot of moments where it's just so bad. It's just amazing. And I haven't even talked about the acting yet. It's somehow even better.
Totally.
What are you gonna do with your shirt?
Jack, the gate. Look, you're my only brother. Now help me with this.
That thing in the water killed our friend. I'm so sorry. It killed two of our friends as well.
Rich? What the hell, man? Get out of me! Get out of me!
Jurassic Shark is horrible, but it's fun. Sometimes. It's equally as boring as it is fun. I honestly don't even have to say anything else about this movie. The story is horrible, the acting is horrible, the camera work and editing are both horrible. I can't even think of one thing in this movie that wasn't horrible, which is also kind of why this movie works in a weird way. And on its own 2 feet, or fins in this case, it is one of the most god-awful movies ever made, making it really entertaining to witness. One thing I do want to mention though is that the name Jurassic Shark has nothing to do with the actual movie. The movie is about a megalodon, which existed during the early Pliocene, roughly 20 million years ago, not during the Jurassic, which ended roughly 145 million years ago, so there won't be any dinosaurs or dinosaur sharks in this movie, unfortunately. Anyways, let me just take you through the whole movie before I spoil anything more about it. Okay, so before the movie actually begins, we get to see the logos of the production company behind Jurassic Shark, Tomcat Films. I just wanted to mention this because Tomcat Films is one of Hollywood's greatest production companies. It created movies such as Alice in Murderland, Bloody Mary, Metal Man, Black Knight Returns, classic, Captain Battle Legacy War, and their most classic movie, Isis Rising, Curse of the Lady Mummy. Hold on to your butts now, because what I'm about to say is gonna blow your minds. The head role in this movie is played by a literal star. Let that sink in, okay? Let's just sit and think about that for a minute. Okay, that's enough. Anyways, the movie now actually begins, and we get force-fed this giant amount of information about the Megalodon, which is probably copy and pasted from Wikipedia. It also snitches on itself by saying that the Megalodon lived from 28 to 1.5 million years ago, not during the Jurassic period. So already, the title of the movie makes no sense. It also says that the megalodon is regarded as one of the largest and most powerful predators in history. Which is simply untrue, because that title goes to Donald Trump. The movie then finally begins and we switch to two women on a shitty looking beach having a normal human conversation.
Are you sure we're allowed to be here? What do you mean? It's quiet. No one here to bother us.
Human music. I like it.
Anyways, they hang out on the beach and they then undress in silence without the camera giving them any sort of privacy. We then switch to a guy in a suit and a scientist whose name is... Okay, this is the actual name of the guy in the movie, Dr. Grant.
Well, if you have some good news for me, Dr. Grant?
That is his actual name in the movie. They talk about their oil mining operation and it's all just... It's also hilarious that you can physically see the actors trying to remember their lines and shit.
Now, I received a memo from one of your people regarding some previously undiscovered pocket in the Earth's crust. What is that all about? That's right. Now you are satisfied that all safety and environmental protocols have been met.
The acting displayed by these four characters is already Oscar worthy, and it only gets better throughout the movie. Back to the beach ladies. One of them says that she is afraid of sharks in the water, to which the other girl says this.
You know there's no sharks in fresh water, right?
Well, you see, actually, bull sharks are well known to be able to both thrive in salt and fresh water. So, yeah. Anyways, back to the scientist, who gets an earful from another scientist who is against the oil drilling because of a pocket in the Earth's crust. Or something along those lines. Dr. Grant then asks her, what could possibly go wrong? As the whole facility immediately explodes right after. The ladies witness the explosion, but still decide to go for a swim. As the young'uns would say, survival instincts of a newborn baby. Anyway, they go for a swim with some horrible water splashing sound effects. This whole sequence also goes on for way too long, and they both get eaten by a shark, while we get hit by a title card. I also thought that the movie was already over at this point, because there is a literal whole credits scene here. It's literally 3 minutes of nothing but credits. It's crazy. But now that we've been through the credits, we can finally get to see the real movie. We begin the movie with a group of thieves hauling the reward of their latest heist. The acting displayed here is also just...
Look, you're my only brother. Now help me with this.
Cool 62 million. Shut up. Help me with the gate.
Oh, what are you gonna do with your share?
Jack. The gate.
Right.
You damaged that painting, and I'll take it out of your hide.
Sorry, Barb.
Barb, don't worry about my little brother. He's slow, but he's dependable.
He better be. Now get it on the boat.
It's top notch. They carry the $62 million painting to their escape boat and... Oh my god! Their escape vehicle is just a flimsy paddle boat? But like, what did they even rob to begin with? And why couldn't they just drive around this tiny ass lake? But of course, this is a shark movie, and the #1 rule in shark movies is to never be on a boat or near the water in general. And these guys made the grave mistake of being in a paddle boat in a tiny lake. So the shark attacks the group, tips the boat, and eats one of the guys. Oh my god, this scene had me shook. I'll never even come close to any body of water after that. Oh god, the horror. They also immediately lost the painting, so there goes all of their hard work, I guess. After that terrifying sequence, we get introduced to another group, aka the good guys. They are here to research the corruption of the oil company we saw in the beginning of the movie, and the other two are here just for the vibes, I guess. Also, you know when I used to introduce all of the actors that are playing in the movie I'm covering? There is literally no point in doing that with this movie, because all of the actors haven't played in any other productions. Like, at all. Back to the group of thieves who have a heated discussion about what just happened.
What the hell was that thing, man?
Looked like a shark.
Big ass shark.
No way. Sharks live in the ocean. That's a lake.
Like I already said, bull sharks are well known to thrive in fresh water, such as lakes, for example. We already discussed this. Please be better. Big ass shark. The mean lady then wants to retrieve the painting, which is just... why? The painting is already long gone at this point. I mean, it may not be long gone, but it's worthless at this point. It's just a wet piece of canvas.
A flippin' shark ate Jack. Ain't no way I'm going back in there.
Flipping shark just ate Jack, dude. Jack or Jerry or whatever his name is then decides to go out and retrieve the painting. His brother tries to stop him, but he doesn't care and attempts to retrieve the painting. And oh my good god! Look at that freaking shark just chilling. Also, how deep is this lake? And why is it blue? This sequence is freaking intense. I mean, look at these crazy transitions.
Look, there he is.
Oh shit.
Look! Shark, Jerry, shark!
It's like a freaking dinosaur documentary, bro. Like, holy shit. Jerry manages to outswim the shark, but then decides to chill in the water instead of, you know, going ashore. Anyways, he gets eaten by the shark as well. And look how painful this death is. Just look at their expressions. You could really feel the fear and despair. Like, it's like, oh no, oh no. Back to the other group, who are also on a tiny shitty looking boat. And you guessed it, they also get attacked by the shark. Documentary style. This whole sequence feels like a clip out of River Monsters, bro. Anyways, they all survived except for the guy who got eaten by the shark. However, they find a group of thieves who then try to manipulate them. Bald guy then immediately jumps in on the conversation and says that the shark is a megalodon.
That thing is a megalodon.
How in the world can you confidently say it is a megalodon? We don't even... Yeah, you know what? Never mind. This movie doesn't make any sense, so... Anyways, literally nothing happens for the next 15 minutes of this movie. I wish I was joking, but I'm not. It's just them walking around mindlessly without anything happening. I literally fell asleep for 10 minutes during this part of the movie. Anyways, they find the scientist from before lying on the ground covered in blood. He also says that they drilled too deep and that they released a predator that the Earth hasn't seen in 200 million years.
We drilled too deep, unleashed a predator we haven't seen in 200 million years.
Let that sink in. 200 million years. This is a joke, right? The bad guy then immediately points a gun at the group for no reason at all. So yeah, they force the scientists to go for a little swim and retrieve the painting. Why? Why are we still worried about the painting? It's already long gone at this point. This is written by a toddler. And even for a toddler, this is stupid. What? Obviously, the guy gets eaten by the shark and the girls manage to escape. The bad guys chase after them. Bald guy gets a little carried away and shoots at the girls. The sound effect they use for the gun is also the exact same sound effect from Carnivores. Shout out Carnivores, by the way. We then get slow motion shots of the group running around and getting caught by the bald guy. Like, what even is this? They're straight up just goofing around at this point. Like, what? This is made by an insane person. This is crazy. One of them does end up getting eaten by a shark though, so there's that. We then have 15 minutes of nothing. Literally nothing. Nothing happens. They don't do or say anything interesting for the next 15 minutes. So that's 2 times 15 minutes. That's 30 minutes, like half an hour of nothing happening in this movie. Nothing interesting at all. It's insane. So 15 minutes later, they are forced to swim in the water and try and retrieve the painting while the bald guy throws sticks of dynamite to ward off the shark. That is actually how the movie plays out. I'm not making any of this up. This is real. Also, every time the bald guy throws a stick of dynamite, they use the exact same clip with the exact same stupid sound effect. So yeah, they just swim around for the next 5 minutes, unable to retrieve the painting. Eventually, one of the girls grabs a rock and throws it at the bald guy before he is able to throw his dynamite. He tries to pick it back up, but it explodes in his hand, while the evil lady shoots one of the protagonists, I think. There's no blood or anything, and she just reacts like she stubbed her toe or something. It's really weird. Anyway, the evil lady forces the other guy to retrieve their guns, but gets eaten in the process. Okay, so before we get into the last bit of the movie, I just want to have this one-on-one conversation, okay? Because you're not going to believe what's gonna happen next. So hold on to your butt, okay? So the final bit of the movie. The evil lady keeps threatening the protagonists for some reason, like she can just, I don't know, it's just so dumb. And the shark decided that he's heard enough of her yapping and jumps out of the water over the other two girls who are standing in the water, mind you, like they're just in the water, like the shark can just grab them if he wants, but decides to just jump over them instead. He grabs the evil lady and magically flies back into the water, only leaving her feet behind. Absolute freaking circus. So we're not done yet, because the protagonists then decide that they have to kill the shark, because this is how they explain it in the movie, because the shark is too smart.
We have to kill it. It may only be an animal, but it's a smart animal. And sooner or later, it's gonna realize it doesn't have any more food, and it's gonna go looking for some.
Fuck! What? What the hell are you talking about? What? So yeah, they use the protagonist as bait for the shark, while the other girl throws a bundle of dynamite just as the shark is about to eat her. End scene, end movie, fin. We're done. We're done here. I'm not gonna discuss anything else. I'm not even going to discuss the end credit scene because you guys can just check that out for yourselves. I'm done with this movie, okay? I don't want to talk any more about this movie. It is torture. This is insane. So yeah, Jurassic Shark is a movie. It exists. It's over an hour long with 30 minutes of time wasting and 10 minutes worth of stuff, I guess. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that it was boring as fuck. The bad acting, horrible effects, and interesting editing made it at least a little funny. I won't lie, like those are the highlights. Somewhere buried between the boring shit, there is gold. There's treasure. But there's just so much shit. There is just so much shit. It is funny, it is hilarious, but it's just so boring. And I do have to say that it was at least a little more interesting than other movies I have covered in this series, but it also made me fall asleep halfway through the movie. Like come on. I guess it's not even worth talking about the story or the characters because they are just not interesting at all. The only thing I can say about this movie that is worth both your time and my time is that it is bad. At some points it is entertainingly bad, like it would literally have you cry laughing because it's so entertainingly bad. And at other points it's just fall asleep in the fetal position bad. And this movie, it balances between that fine line of the two spectrums, but it's just boring as fuck. It really is. I want to give this movie a high rating because I want to love this movie, but if we judge this movie on entertainment alone, it still gets a mediocre 3 out of 10. It also gets to sit in E tier next to the infamous Jurassic Reborn. Listen, I want to give this movie a higher rating, but I just can't. The sheer amount of stalling and sleep-inducing sequences just outweigh the hilariously bad moments. I want to love this movie because of how bad it is, but I just can't. I like it and there are a lot of things to like about it, but it is just all mashed in between this weird thing that is this whole movie. I may have hyped it too much in the intro of this video, but you know what, it doesn't matter. Like I said, there are so many good things about this movie. It's hilariously bad, but my goodness. Anyways, that about wraps it up for this video. Thank you all for watching, and let me know down in the comments what your opinion is on the movie. And also make sure to drop suggestions for future movie reviews. Stay out of the water, don't get on any flimsy boats, because you might just get eaten by a megalodon from the Jurassic period, apparently. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Shut up.